Welcome to our channel. Today we are going to take you on a thrilling journey through the world of horror cinema. Get ready to experience chills down your spine as we count down the top 10 scary movies you must watch. Whether you're a horror enthusiast or looking for some spooky recommendations, this list is sure to satisfy your darkest cravings. So, let's dive right in. Kicking off our list at 10 is a true horror classic. Get ready to delve into the darkness of the soul as we begin our terrifying journey with The Exorcist, a true horror classic that has haunted audiences for decades. Released in 1973, this bone-chilling film directed by William Friedkin takes us on a descent into the abyss of demonic possession, where the battle between good and evil unfolds before our very eyes. In the quaint suburb of Georgetown, an unsuspecting family finds themselves caught in the malevolent web of demonic forces. Young Regan, played hauntingly by Linda Blair, becomes the unfortunate vessel for an ancient evil entity. Her innocent laughter turns into sinister cackles, and her once radiant eyes now harbor a sinister gaze that pierces the soul. As the possession takes hold, Regan's mother, played by Ellen Burstyn, seeks the help of two troubled priests, Father Damien Karras and the seasoned exorcist, Father Lancaster Marin. As they confront the malevolent force, we are pulled into a harrowing battle between the sacred and the profane. As they fight for the young girl's very soul, The Exorcist spares no expense in pushing the boundaries of horror, with groundbreaking practical effects and unnerving sound design. The chillingly memorable head-spinning scene and the iconic spider walk sequence will surely leave you sleeping with the lights on. But it's not just the terrifying visuals that make The Exorcist an unforgettable horror masterpiece. The performances by the cast, particularly Max von Sydow as Father Marin and Jason Miller as Father Karras, are gripping and emotionally charged, drawing us deeper into the abyss of fear and despair. The Exorcist's eerie atmosphere is further heightened by the haunting score, which crawls under your skin and sends shivers down your spine. As the tension builds, you may find yourself holding your breath, fearing the unknown that lurks in the shadows. So brace yourself for an unforgettable and spine-tingling experience with The Exorcist. This horror gem transcends time, continuously terrifying new generations and solidifying its status as a true cinematic nightmare. It's a chilling reminder that evil can lurk in the most unsuspecting places, and that the battle between light and darkness is a force to be reckoned with. If you dare to confront the horrors that await within The Exorcist, be warned, for you may never see the world the same way again. Next up, we have Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, based on Stephen King's novel, at number 9. Get ready to check into an otherworldly nightmare as we enter the haunting realm of The Shining, a psychological thriller that will send shivers down your spine. Directed by the legendary Stanley Kubrick and based on Stephen King's chilling novel, this film immerses us in a labyrinth of terror, where the line between reality and madness blurs into an unsettling and unpredictable nightmare. Nestled in the heart of the Rocky Mountains stands the foreboding Overlook Hotel, a seemingly idyllic yet malevolent place with a sinister history. As winter envelopes the landscape, the Torrance family, portrayed by Jack Nicholson, Shelley Duvall, and Danny Lloyd, become the isolated caretakers of the empty hotel. Unaware of the horrors that await them, they step into a twisted dance with the dark forces that dwell within. As the days grow shorter, the hotel begins to exert its malevolent influence over the Torrance family. The eerie silence is disturbed by unsettling whispers echoing down its empty hallways. The corridors come alive, seemingly breathing with a life of their own, and the hotel's dark secrets start to reveal themselves to those who dare to listen. Young Danny, gifted with psychic abilities known as The Shining, unravels the hotel's terrifying past as he encounters the malevolent spirits that roam its desolate halls. The unnerving twins, the ghostly bartender, and the woman in room 237. Each apparition adding another layer of terror to this haunting tale. However, it is the slow and chilling transformation of Jack Torrance, masterfully portrayed by Jack Nicholson, that truly encapsulates the descent into madness. His iconic "Here's Johnny" scene will forever be etched in the annals of horror history, a glimpse into a tortured mind unraveling in the face of unimaginable evil. Stanley Kubrick's masterful direction is evident in every frame, making The Shining an unsettling symphony of suspense and terror. The film's use of long, steady shots adds an unnerving sense of claustrophobia, trapping the audience in the labyrinthine maze of the Overlook Hotel, mirroring the character's descent into madness. With its mind-bending visuals and unforgettable imagery, The Shining challenges our perceptions of reality, leaving us questioning what is real and what is a mere trick of the mind. The isolation, the haunted history, and the chilling performances combine to create a chilling and atmospheric experience that will keep you awake long after the credits roll. So, prepare yourself to be swept away by the terrifying brilliance of The Shining. You'll find yourself questioning the very nature of fear, as you witness a family's unraveling within the walls of a hotel that breathes and whispers secrets of its sinister past. Just remember, once you step inside, there may be no escape from the malevolent grasp of The Shining. No top 10 scary movies list would be complete without mentioning Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. At number 8. Prepare yourself for a journey into the twisted mind of a deranged killer as we explore Alfred Hitchcock's groundbreaking masterpiece, Psycho. Released in 1960, this iconic film takes us on a psychological roller coaster, where the lines between reality and madness blur in a terrifying dance of deception. Nestled amidst a desolate landscape lies the ominous Bates Motel, owned by the reclusive Norman Bates, portrayed by Anthony Perkins in a mesmerizing performance. The young and unsuspecting Marion Crane, played by Janet Leigh, seeks refuge in the motel, unaware of the malevolence lurking behind its welcoming facade. From the very moment we step foot into the motel, a sense of unease settles in our bones. The stark and chilling black and white cinematography sets the stage for the impending horror, creating an atmosphere that resonates with a sense of impending doom. As Marion Crane checks into room 1, we are drawn into a web of deception, voyeurism, and an unsettling feeling that we are being watched. The haunting score, composed by Bernard Herrmann, intensifies the suspense, raising our heartbeats with each note, as if warning us of the terror that awaits. In the darkness, Norman Bates' peculiar demeanor becomes increasingly unnerving. A timid and charming facade conceals the sinister secrets he guards within the walls of his ominous mansion. As we delve deeper into Norman's psyche, the layers of his disturbed mind are peeled back, revealing a darkness that terrifies and captivates us in equal measure. The infamous shower scene, one of the most iconic moments in cinematic history, leaves an indelible mark on our minds. The screeching violins, the relentless knife, and the blurred line between victim and perpetrator all converge into a shocking sequence that leaves us gasping for breath. Hitchcock masterfully subverts our expectations, playing with our emotions until the very last frame. The film's ability to create fear not through supernatural entities, but through the very essence of human psychology solidifies Psycho as a timeless classic in the horror genre. The brilliance of Psycho lies not only in its shocking twists, but also in its ability to tap into our darkest fears, the fear of the unknown and the realization that evil can lurk in the most ordinary and unassuming places. So dare to venture into the world of Psycho, a gripping tale that continues to haunt audiences, reminding us that sometimes the true horrors lie within the deepest recesses of our own minds. As you watch, remember the Bates Motel may offer a temporary shelter, but it's a place where you can never truly escape the clutches of terror. At number 7, prepare to be scared out of your wits with John Carpenter's Halloween. Lock your doors and dim the lights as we venture into the heart-pounding terror of Halloween, a slasher film that defined the genre and introduced us to one of the most iconic masked killers in horror history. Released in 1978, this spine-chilling masterpiece directed by John Carpenter has since become a staple in the Halloween season, unleashing a wave of fear that continues to haunt us to this day. In the peaceful town of Haddonfield, Illinois, an eerie sense of foreboding descends with the arrival of Halloween night, a night that would forever be etched in the nightmares of those who experienced the wrath of Michael Myers, a seemingly unstoppable force of evil. Locked away in a mental institution for years, Michael Myers escapes on a fateful Halloween night, embarking on a blood-soaked rampage, leaving a trail of terror and tragedy in his wake. His cold, emotionless eyes, hidden behind a haunting white mask, become the embodiment of pure malevolence, striking fear into the hearts of anyone unfortunate enough to cross his path. As the night unfolds, a group of teenagers, including the resilient Laurie Strode, portrayed by Jamie Lee Curtis in her breakout role, find themselves in Michael's crosshairs. Unaware of the impending horror, they become entangled in a sinister game of cat and mouse that defies the boundaries of fear itself. John Carpenter's masterful direction lures us into a relentless tension, as the suspense builds with every heartbeat, every creaking floorboard, and every glimpse of the masked killer lurking in the shadows. The use of long, tracking shots enhances the feeling of being stalked, and the eerie lighting adds an unsettling atmosphere that keeps us on edge throughout the film. What sets Halloween apart is the simplicity of its horror, relying on the lurking darkness and the fear of the unknown to grip our souls. The lack of supernatural elements makes Michael Myers' relentless pursuit all the more terrifying, reminding us that evil can exist in the most human and mundane forms. The hauntingly iconic musical score, composed by John Carpenter himself, has become synonymous with horror itself. Its repetitive and hypnotic melody evokes a sense of dread, echoing through our minds long after the credits roll. So brace yourself for a heart-pounding journey into the abyss of Halloween, a film that immerses us in the darkest corners of human terror. As you witness the relentless pursuit of Michael Myers, you'll find yourself fearing the very night that once brought joy and excitement. Remember, on Halloween night, the darkest fears can come to life, and Michael Myers might just be lurking in the shadows, waiting for his next victim. Freddy Krueger is ready to invade your dreams in A Nightmare on Elm Street, coming in at number 6. Prepare to surrender to the realm of your darkest dreams as we explore the haunting horrors of A Nightmare on Elm Street, a chilling 1984 classic that introduced us to the malevolent entity known as Freddy Krueger. In this terrifying tale, director Wes Craven weaves a nightmarish tapestry where the line between dreams and reality is blurred, and no one is safe from the razor-glove killer's nightmarish grasp. On the quiet and seemingly ordinary Elm Street, an ancient and sinister secret hides within the shadows. Freddy Krueger, a child murderer, escapes the grasp of justice and meets a fiery fate at the hands of vengeful parents. But death is only the beginning for this malevolent soul. In the ethereal realm of dreams, Freddy takes on a new form, one that haunts the subconscious minds of the Elm Street teenagers. With his disfigured face, burned scars, and his razor-sharp glove, he becomes the embodiment of terror, instilling fear in the hearts of his young victims. Nancy Thompson, portrayed by Heather Langenkamp, becomes the unsuspecting heroine of the story as she discovers the horrifying truth about Freddy's power. With her friends falling victim to the nightmare one by one, she must confront the malevolent entity to save herself and the ones she holds dear. What sets A Nightmare on Elm Street apart is its ingenious premise, the idea that death is not an escape from Freddy's clutches. The teenagers are defenseless when they close their eyes, as the line between dream and reality blurs into a horrifying and inescapable maze of fear. Wes Craven's imaginative direction manifests in nightmarish visuals, where reality bends and twists into a surreal and terrifying landscape. Freddy's ability to manipulate dreams leads to creative and gruesome death sequences that linger in our minds, even when the nightmare ends. The film's chilling score, composed by Charles Bernstein, adds to the eerie atmosphere, heightening the sense of dread as Freddy's presence draws near. It's a haunting symphony that lingers long after the credits roll, making us question if we truly ever wake from our own nightmares. So dare to enter the dark and twisted world of A Nightmare on Elm Street, where Freddy Krueger's malevolence knows no bounds. As you close your eyes tonight, be wary of the realm that awaits you in your dreams, for once you become his prey, there might be no escape. Remember, on Elm Street, sleep is no sanctuary, and the night holds terrors beyond your wildest imagination. At number 5, get ready for some gory horror with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Buckle up for a nightmarish journey into the heart of darkness as we delve into the gritty and horrifying world of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Released in 1974, this raw and relentless film, directed by Tobe Hooper, plunges us into a realm of terror that continues to haunt our darkest nightmares and shape the horror genre to this very day. In the scorching heat of rural Texas, a group of carefree friends embarks on a road trip, seeking adventure and freedom. Little do they know that their fateful encounter with a hitchhiker would propel them into a nightmarish descent, a hellish chain of events from which there may be no escape. The dusty air thickens with dread as the friends stumble upon a seemingly abandoned farmhouse. Inside, they unknowingly cross paths with a cannibalistic family of demented killers. The chilling and twisted Leatherface, with his grotesque mask of human flesh and roaring chainsaw, emerges from the shadows, unleashing an unrelenting torrent of terror upon the unsuspecting group. As Leatherface and his deranged family pursue the friends through a nightmarish landscape of fear, the film's unflinching brutality becomes a claustrophobic ordeal that leaves us gasping for breath. The relentless terror, coupled with the raw and gritty cinematography, makes the experience all the more visceral and haunting. The chilling realism of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre lies in its ability to strip away the comforts of fiction, plunging us headfirst into a nightmare that feels all too real. The film's documentary-style approach blurs the line between reality and fiction, making us question whether this horrifying tale is more than just a work of imagination. Tobe Hooper's masterful direction brings a sense of dread that lingers in our minds long after the credits roll. The visceral brutality, amplified by the gruesome sound design and gut-wrenching performances, makes this film an unsettling and unforgettable experience that leaves us questioning the depths of human depravity. It's a journey into the darkest corners of the human psyche, where our fears and vulnerabilities are laid bare, and the terror is relentless. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is not just a horror movie. It's a chilling reminder of the horrors that may lurk in the most remote and unsuspecting places. So prepare yourself for a visceral and nightmarish ride with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Brace yourself for the horror that awaits, for once you enter this grim and unsettling world, there may be no escape. Remember, in the desolate landscapes of Texas, madness and horror may be lurking just around the corner, ready to carve its way into your darkest fears. In the mood for some creature horror, look no further than Jaws. At number 4, prepare to face the primal fear that lurks beneath the ocean's surface as we plunge into the treacherous waters of Jaws. Steven Spielberg's 1975 classic brings the terror of the deep to life, where a relentless great white shark prowls the waters, preying on unsuspecting beachgoers in the idyllic town of Amity Island. Its masterful storytelling and spine-chilling score will leave you gasping for breath and dreading every ripple in the water. As the summer sun warms the golden shores of Amity Island, vacationers flock to the inviting waters, seeking solace and enjoyment. But lurking beneath the waves is a force of nature, a merciless killing machine that turns the tranquil sea into a deadly hunting ground. Chief Martin Brody, played by Roy Scheider, finds himself at the heart of this aquatic nightmare, grappling with the responsibility of protecting the town from the unseen terror that threatens to devour its inhabitants. Alongside marine biologist Matt Hooper, portrayed by Richard Dreyfuss, and the seasoned shark hunter Quint, played by Robert Shaw, Chief Brody embarks on a perilous journey to face the behemoth lurking beneath. The suspenseful storytelling in Jaws is a masterclass in building tension, with Spielberg expertly concealing the shark's presence for much of the film, letting our imagination run wild with dread. The iconic opening scene, accompanied by John Williams' haunting score, sets the tone for the impending terror, forever etching the relentless dum in our minds. As the attacks escalate, fear grips the community, leading to the tense confrontation between man and nature. The realization that this monstrous predator is driven purely by instinct, with no sense of mercy or remorse, deepens the horror of the situation, making the shark's presence all the more terrifying. Steven Spielberg's brilliant direction seamlessly blends suspense, horror, and human drama, giving us characters we care about, making the stakes all the more harrowing. We become emotionally invested in their struggle to survive, sharing their terror as they venture into the unforgiving abyss of the ocean. The success of Jaws lies not only in its terrifying shark attacks, but also in its ability to tap into our primal fear of the unknown, lurking just below the surface. It's a heart-pounding reminder that even in the beauty of nature, danger can strike when we least expect it. So brace yourself for a nerve-wracking and pulse-pounding experience with Jaws. As you dip your toes into the ocean, remember that beneath its shimmering surface, the fear of the unknown may be lurking, ready to strike when you least expect it. Remember, when you hear the chilling da-dum-da-dum, it might already be too late to escape the relentless jaws of terror. At number 3, Jordan Peele's Get Out brought a fresh perspective to the horror genre. Prepare to confront the chilling horrors of not just the supernatural, but also the insidious nature of society itself, as we step into the mesmerizing and thought-provoking world of Get Out. Released in 2017 and directed by the visionary Jordan Peele, this film takes the horror genre to new heights, unraveling the dark underbelly of racism and societal issues in a suspenseful and unsettling narrative that will leave you questioning the very fabric of humanity. At the heart of Get Out lies the young photographer Chris Washington, portrayed by Daniel Kaluuya, who embarks on a weekend getaway with his girlfriend Rose, played by Allison Williams, to meet her seemingly welcoming and literal family at their remote estate. However, what begins as an innocuous visit takes a sinister turn as Chris begins to notice unsettling behavior among the seemingly well-intentioned guests. The eerie ambience intensifies, enveloping the estate in an aura of mystery and deception, leaving Chris questioning his very sanity. As the tension escalates, Jordan Peele weaves a gripping tale of psychological horror, where the fear is not only of the supernatural but also the deeply rooted prejudices and discrimination that plague society. The film's clever blend of horror and social commentary forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about racism and privilege, peeling back the layers of denial and revealing the horrifying reality beneath. Daniel Kaluuya's powerful performance captures the vulnerability and strength of Chris, making us empathize with his harrowing experience. The gradual sense of paranoia and helplessness seeps into our souls as we share in Chris's nightmarish journey, uncertain of who to trust or what awaits around each corner. Beyond the supernatural elements, Get Out immerses us in the horrors of social manipulation, where appearances deceive and sinister intentions lurk beneath the surface. The film's thought-provoking themes force us to examine the complexities of race and privilege, challenging us to confront the demons of our society head-on. Jordan Peele's directorial prowess is evident throughout, with meticulous attention to detail and atmospheric storytelling that grips us from the first frame to the last. The film's use of symbolism and foreshadowing enhances the unease, adding layer upon layer of fear and intrigue. So brace yourself for a mind-bending and soul-stirring horror experience with Get Out. It's not just a film that will scare you. It's a mirror that reflects the horrors that exist within our society, urging us to confront the darkness and take a stand against the evils that threaten to consume us. Remember, Get Out is a haunting reminder that the scariest monsters are not always the ones that lurk in the shadows, but the ones that walk among us, perpetuating the horrors of the world we live in. At number 2, if you're looking for something more recent, Hereditary from 2018 is a must-watch. Brace yourself for a haunting descent into the depths of family secrets and malevolent forces as we step into the sinister world of Hereditary. Released in 2018 and masterfully directed by Ari Aster, this atmospheric horror film immerses us in a chilling tale that shatters the boundaries of fear, leaving us with an unsettling sense of dread that lingers long after the credits roll. In the wake of a tragic loss, the Graham family, headed by Annie, played by Toni Collette, finds themselves entangled in a web of eerie occurrences that defy explanation. As the matriarch of the family, Annie grapples with her own troubled past and a legacy of unspeakable horrors that appear to have been passed down through generations. As the tension builds, we are introduced to the enigmatic and unsettling character of Joan, portrayed by Ann Dowd, whose seemingly friendly presence brings an air of mystique and unease. Joan offers Annie an opportunity to communicate with the deceased, opening a doorway to the supernatural that unleashes a terrifying chain of events. Ari Aster's atmospheric storytelling plunges us into a labyrinth of psychological horror, where the line between reality and the supernatural is blurred beyond recognition. The film's unsettling visuals and eerie soundtrack amplify the sense of impending doom, enveloping us in a suffocating aura of fear. Toni Collette's spine-chilling performance as Annie brings an authenticity to the character that is both captivating and terrifying. Her portrayal of a mother struggling with grief and the weight of inherited darkness is nothing short of mesmerizing, drawing us into the heart of her unraveling psyche. As Hereditary unfolds, we find ourselves questioning the very nature of evil and the depths to which it can infiltrate a family. The film challenges us to confront the demons that lie within ourselves and those we hold dear, exposing the vulnerability that comes with love and loss. Ari Aster's brilliant direction ensures that every frame is filled with suspense and foreboding, amplifying the horror of the unknown and the lurking terror that threatens to engulf the Graham family. The film's lingering imagery and cryptic symbolism leave us with more questions than answers, haunting our thoughts well after the film ends. So ready yourself for a bone-chilling and psychologically gripping experience with Hereditary. Its disturbing tale of inherited darkness will crawl under your skin, urging you to confront the darkest corners of the human soul, where fear and malevolence take root. Remember, the secrets that lie within the family can be the most terrifying of all, as Hereditary dares us to confront the darkness that may hide behind closed doors. Rounding up our list at the number 1 spot is the supernatural horror. Prepare to be haunted by a malevolent force that knows no bounds in the chilling and innovative horror film. It follows released in 2014 and directed by David Robert Mitchell. This supernatural thriller takes us on a suspenseful and terrifying journey, where the ever-present fear of an unseen pursuer leaves us on the edge of our seats, questioning what lies in the shadows. In the quiet suburbs of Detroit, a seemingly ordinary night takes a dark turn for Jay Hyde, portrayed by Micah Monroe. After a seemingly innocent date ends in a nightmarish encounter, Jay becomes the unwilling recipient of a sinister curse, a relentless, shape-shifting entity that will stop at nothing to catch its prey. The brilliance of It Follows lies in its unique concept, a supernatural entity that can only be seen by those it targets. Once it locks onto its victim, it walks, slowly and relentlessly, taking on various appearances to blend into the crowd. But there's no escape. It will never stop pursuing its intended victim until it claims them. As the fear escalates, Jay's friends band together to protect her from the malevolent force, but their attempts to evade the entity only plunge them deeper into the suffocating aura of terror. The film's tense atmosphere and deliberate pacing amplify the feeling of impending doom, leaving us with a constant sense of anxiety. Micah Monroe delivers a gripping and vulnerable performance as Jay, capturing the desperation and terror of someone haunted by an invisible threat. We share in her dread, unsure of what awaits around each corner or in every passerby. The vulnerability of youth and the loss of innocence are palpable, making It Follows more than just a horror film. It becomes a haunting allegory for the anxieties of adolescence. David Robert Mitchell's masterful direction is evident in the film's haunting imagery and eerie score, composed by Disasterpiece. The music pulses and throbs, heightening the tension and evoking a sense of dread as the entity inches ever closer. With its lingering sense of fear and its relentless pursuit of its victims, It Follows is an inventive and terrifying addition to the horror genre. It challenges us to question the inevitability of death and the lurking fear that it may be just around the corner, ready to claim us when we least expect it. So brace yourself for a nerve-shredding and heart-pounding experience with It Follows. As you watch, be cautious of what may be following in your own shadows, for once it has set its sights on you, there may be no escape from its unyielding grasp. Remember, in the world of It Follows, there's nowhere to hide from the relentless and malevolent presence that lurks just beyond your sight. And there you have it, our top 10 scary movies that will leave you with sleepless nights and a newfound appreciation for horror cinema. Remember, these movies are not for the faint of heart, but if you're brave enough to dive into the world of horror, you won't be disappointed. Let us know in the comments which movie you'd like to watch, or if we missed any of your favorites. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more thrilling content. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay scared.